Hi, I'm Carrie Leland, registered dietitian with Inbalance Nutrition and the Foxhall Foundation. June is Alzheimer's and Brain Health Awareness Month. So I wanted to take a few minutes today to talk about certain foods that we can incorporate regularly into our diet that can help to boost our brain health and to reduce our risk of chronic disease. So I'd like to walk you through the different food groups with a focus on the specific foods from each that offer us the greatest brain health benefits, starting with our fruits and vegetables. So when it comes to vegetables, you really can't go wrong when you're choosing what vegetable to have. A lot of our vegetables provide us with a lot of good brain boosting benefits. But the vegetables that offer us the greatest benefit are going to be our dark green leafy vegetables. So things like kale, things like spinach. These vegetables are very high in antioxidants, which help to protect our body against damage from free radicals. What is a free radical, you might ask? A free radical is basically an unstable molecule in our body that can cause damage to our cells. And this damage can result in aging, it can result in illness, it can result in chronic disease. So incorporating foods into our diet that are high in antioxidants helps to ensure that we're protecting our body against that damage. And our green leafy vegetables are packed with antioxidants. They're also high in B vitamins, which helps to reduce inflammation in our brains. I like to suggest that people aim to get a serving of dark green leafy vegetables 5 out of 7 days per week. A serving is about a cup, so it's not a huge portion, the amount that you'd need for a small salad. You could also choose to incorporate dark green leafy vegetables in things like pastas or soups, or even in smoothies. And then the other thing I like to suggest is to aim for another serving of vegetables every day during the week. So it doesn't have to be a dark green leafy vegetable, but one other vegetable to go along with your dark green leafy vegetables. And this just helps to make sure that you're getting those good antioxidants. So on the same page, when we're talking about antioxidants, we have our berries. So berries are the best source of antioxidants when we're talking about fruits. They offer us a great brain protective benefits. You're going to get brain protective benefits from all different types of berries, strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, but blueberries are going to be your best source of antioxidants. And you should aim for about 2 servings per week, at least, when it comes to our berries. A serving of berries is only about a half a cup, so it's not a very large portion, and it's a great amount to put on cereal for breakfast, again, incorporating into smoothies or even on top of a salad, or even just as a snack between your meals. So at least 2 days a week, 1 serving of berries. And any berries are fine. Blueberries are going to be your best source of antioxidants, but a good variety is great to keep your diet interesting, and you'll be getting all the additional benefits, not just the antioxidants from all of those berries. So moving on to our proteins. So when it comes to brain health, the proteins that offer the best brain protective benefits are going to be our plant-based proteins and also fatty fish. So our plant-based proteins are going to be things like beans and legumes. And just like our dark green leafy vegetables, these foods offer us a good amount of B vitamins, which help with reducing that inflammation in the brain. When it comes to our fatty fish, for those of you who watched my video on fats, we talked a little bit about omega-3 fatty acids. Fatty fish are very high in a particular type of omega-3 fatty acid called DHA. And DHA plays a really important role in protecting our brain, improving our memory, and reducing the risk of cognitive decline. When it comes to plant-based proteins, I like to suggest that people aim to get plant-based proteins every other day. If that doesn't work for you, incorporate plant-based proteins in your diet as much as you're able. So if you don't consume any plant-based proteins in your diet right now, consider adding them maybe once or twice per week. If you're already doing once or twice per week with plant-based proteins, consider increasing that to maybe 3 or 4 times per week. As far as our fatty fish goes, I like to recommend that people aim for at least once per week when it comes to a serving of fish. And our best sources of fatty fish are going to be things like tuna and salmon. So at least once per week, up to twice per week for our fatty fish is a great way to make sure we're getting that specific omega-3 fatty acid, that DHA. So moving on to our fats. So there are certain types of fats that offer us some really great brain protective benefits. The first are going to be nuts, and I have some walnuts here. Walnuts are going to be your highest source of omega-3 fatty acids when we're talking about all the different types of nuts. Although any of your nuts are going to provide some omega-3 fatty acids. So if you don't care for walnuts, almonds, pistachios, cashews, whatever you like. And I like to recommend that people incorporate 1 serving of nuts per day. A serving of nuts is about an ounce or about a quarter of a cup. So it's not a large portion, and again, can be a great amount of nuts to incorporate with cereal, like oatmeal for breakfast, or along with fruit and yogurt for breakfast. Topping a salad is also a great way to incorporate a serving of nuts each day. So you can even combine those dark green leafy vegetables and your nuts all at once in order to get the best brain protective benefits. When we're talking about cooking oils, olive oil is going to be the best choice when we're talking brain protection. Olive oil is, again, high in those omega-3 fatty acids, but it's also a great source of vitamin E. And vitamin E is a very potent antioxidant, which again is going to protect our body against that damage that can be done by free radicals. So whenever you're cooking, trying to choose olive oil as your oil of choice, as opposed to things like butter, you'll get the most brain protective benefits from the olive oil. And then moving on to our carbohydrates. So when we talk about carbohydrates, the best brain protective benefit we can get is by incorporating whole grains into our diet. I have some steel cut oats here as an example, but other whole grains can be things like barley, can be things like quinoa. These whole grains, just like our dark green leafy vegetables and our beans, very high in those B vitamins. So they offer that great brain protective benefit in that they help to reduce that inflammation. I like to recommend that you incorporate as much whole grain in your diet as you're able. So, if you have the choice between a refined grain and a whole grain, anytime that you can choose the whole grain, you're maximizing that protective benefit for your brain. So as often as you can choose whole grains is the best way to go. So if you are interested in taking a closer look at your own diet to see how you could make changes to support your own brain health and reduce your risk of cognitive decline, please visit my website at liveinbalancenutrition.com and schedule an appointment to come in and have your own diet evaluated and assessed to make sure that you're doing all you can to protect your brain health. All right, I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.